Hello viewers, welcome to my short video on how authentic assessment can better support diverse learners. I am by name Nurabawa. What to look at? To make a successful presentation on how the authentic assessment can better support diverse learners, the following will be taken into consideration. 1. Meaning of authentic assessment. 2. Advantages of the authentic assessment. 3. Learning styles in the 21st century, and lastly, the conclusion. The definition of authentic assessment. An authentic assessment is intended to mimic complex and real-life scenarios. Teachers can create tests that feel realistic in nature in order to determine how a student will approach and handle a problem. Authentic assessment, unlike typical tests, include multiple solutions dependent on how a student interprets and solves a challenge, problem, or task. An authentic assessment is one that encourages students to apply what they have learned to a new scenario and involves judgment to evaluate what information and abilities are relevant and how they should be applied. There are certain advantages of the authentic assessment. The authentic assessment helps to make learners become functional members in the society, more relevant in the workplace, relevant in the global competitive market, more productive, and resourceful in the educational sector. This is for the fact that there are varieties of learners that can be categorized based on their learning styles. These categories are based on the following classification. 1. Verbal, meaning there are learners that are verbal in nature. Some of them are visuals, musicals, physicals, logical, social, solitary, and a combination of 2, 3, or all of the learning styles. Why the authentic assessment to support diverse learners? The authentic assessment helps to make learners to acquire higher order thinking skills, to be systematic in the construction of ideas, to acquire the 21st century learning skills, to possess multitasking skills, to be active rather than passive recipients of knowledge. Conclusion. Authentic assessment have a number of advantages than traditional tests. They are more likely to be valid than traditional examinations, especially for learning outcomes requiring higher order thinking skills. They are more likely to be intriguing and motivating for pupils since they entail real-world challenges. They can provide more specific and useful information regarding what students have learned and what they have not learned. However, authentic assessment may take more time and effort on the side of the instruction to construct, and they may be more difficult to grade. To address the issue of assessing authentic tests, it is generally helpful to construct a grading rubric that describes the attributes to be examined as well as the criteria by which they would be judged. Authentic assessment is very important in dealing with diverse learners with different learning needs. The only thing is the faculties, the institutions, and the curriculum should be readily available to support the utilization of authentic assessment. Thank you for listening.